Most men make the same mistake with women everyone else wants. They approach a 10-10 like she's a golden ticket that might expire, and she feels the panic in their eyes long before a word is spoken. But here's the truth no one tells you. The most desired women don't get hooked by attention, compliments, or effort. They get hooked by tension. Not aggression, not passivity. Tension. The electric space between your presence and your restraint. The paradox of a man who sees her entirely, yet doesn't collapse around her value. If you learn to engineer that tension, she won't just notice you. She'll return to your energy in her mind, long after the room empties. If what you're hearing already shifts something in you, stay with me until the end because we're not even in second gear yet. Before you master tactics, you need a frame that no tactic can fake. You are not auditioning for her approval. You are screening for resonance. That shift alone changes your body language. Your breathing slows, your shoulders drop, your gaze steadies, your words stretch with space between them. You stop proving and you start selecting. High-status women read microsignals better than most men read a text message. They notice the tiny flinches, the rush in your voice, the laugh that comes too quickly. They notice if your compliments are a down payment on validation. When you move from scarcity to standards, you flip the polarity. She's no longer evaluating your worth. She's intrigued by your calm. The weak point in a 10-10 isn't insecurity. It's curiosity that turns into craving when she can't easily categorize you. That curiosity is born when you hold your ground and speak to her like a woman, not a pedestal. Presence is your first hook. Not chatter, presence. Stillness that isn't dull, silence that isn't awkward, eye contact that is deliberate without being invasive. If you've ever stood near a fire on a cold night, you understand the difference between noise and heat. Your presence is heat. Feel your feet. Slow your inhale. Let your exhale be longer than your words, and build rhythm before you build rapport. Most men make the mistake of filling space because they fear losing it. You create space because you control it. When you speak, you will notice something. She leans in by half an inch. That half inch is everything. It's her body investing before her words do. Keep your speech spare and specific. When she finishes a sentence, let a beat pass before you respond. That beat telegraphs confidence. It says, I am not racing to be liked. Social dynamics either sabotage or amplify your presence. The fastest ethical way to generate pre-selection is to be the man other people naturally orbit. Greet staff by name, show ease with strangers, move through a room like you're not seeking home because you carry home inside you. A 10-10 has walked through thousands of rooms. She measures you by how the room treats you. Make your attention a scarce asset. Don't hover. Don't lock onto her like a heat-seeking missile. Let your eyes include her without begging for her. Aim for a 70-30 split. 70% of your awareness on the environment and your world, 30% on her. That ratio keeps you unneedy while making her feel noticed enough to wonder if she's earned more. The open is where men oversell and undersignal. Keep the start neutral and effortless. You don't need the world's wittiest line, you need congruence. A simple grounded opener beats a clever one delivered with a shaky frame. You have a focused energy. Is that intentional, or are you in work mode? Delivered slowly with a relaxed smile reveals you see energy, not just looks. Or, I'm about to join my friends, but I had to say, you look like the kind of person who hates small talk. True or false? Simple. Clean. No fake bravado. The key is how you stand, slightly angled, not squared. Calm shoulders, voice low. If she answers, don't reward yourself with a flurry of approval. Nod once, then let her fill a little space. You're training the dynamic. You value her input, but you won't chase it. Qualifying her is what separates a man from a fan. Women who can have almost anyone are bored of being chosen. They want to be understood, and then challenged to rise. You do this by establishing your standards without performing them. I like women who can hold a playful disagreement without making it a war. Can you do that? Or, if you had to pick one, depth or novelty, what do you choose? These aren't tests. They're invitations to show you who she is. When she responds, don't jump to praise. Instead, thread curiosity with a touch of tension. Interesting. Most people say novelty, but they confuse dopamine spikes for real connection. What makes you different? You're not negating, you're calibrating. The subtext isn't "convince me," it's "stand next to me." High-value women respond to the feeling of being seen beyond the mask. They've heard 1,000, "You're gorgeous." They rarely hear, "Your energy is precise." Now we layer in challenge. Challenge isn't insult. It's friction with a smile. It's the tiny boundary that says, "I won't be absorbed into your orbit. You'll have to step into mine." If she teases you, don't defend. Mirror the energy and escalate playfully. Careful, I've retired 3 world-class teasers. If she tries to dominate the conversation, gesture lightly for her to continue, then place a small boundary. "I'll let you finish your closing argument, then I'll present my evidence." You're framing the exchange as a dance with rules you write in real time. This micro-friction triggers respect, and respect is the soil where attraction grows. Without respect, desire never calms down enough to land. Investment is the currency of attachment. She invests through attention, time, disclosure, and action. Design opportunities for each without forcing them. When she asks you a question, answer briefly and redirect to depth. "Why I moved here," for challenge. But the real story is what I had to leave behind. What's the hardest thing you've chosen to walk away from? Notice what you're doing. You're opening a door to emotion while keeping control of pace. If she shares something personal, reward it with presence, not performance. A soft, "I get that," or a quiet nod can be more seductive than a monologue. Then ask for a small action. "Walk with me while I grab water." Movement creates micro-adventure, and micro-adventure is the oxygen of chemistry. If what I'm saying is clicking for you, drop your thoughts below. I read every single one, and I want to know where you've been over-investing and getting nothing back. Tension escalates through contrast. You give warmth, then you cool. You engage, then you lean back. You maintain eye contact, then you break it with a faint smile and look away first. Think of it like playing a chord. If you hold one note too long, it becomes noise. The space between notes is what creates music. Use silence. Use the weight of your body. Let your hand rest relaxed at your side instead of fidgeting. If she steps closer, don't immediately step in. Let the air thicken. When you speak, lower your voice just slightly. Not to perform masculinity, but to slow the tempo of the interaction so her nervous system entrains to yours. A woman who lives in fast, reactive environments gets addicted to a man who teaches her body to relax without losing excitement. That is the weak point most men never touch, her craving to be both safe and thrilled at the same time. The simple mechanics of conversation become weapons when you calibrate them. Replace interviews with statements that invite connection. Instead of, "What do you do?" say, "You move like someone whose schedule is dangerous. You like that about yourself." She will correct or confirm, but either way, she's revealing identity, not data. When she gives a short answer, don't punish it with more questions. Give her a mirror with a twist. You just protected something, smart. But don't confuse private with guarded, there's a difference. You're naming the dynamic in real time. That meta-awareness is intoxicating to someone used to surface-level attention. Keep your sentences clean. No ums, no apologizing for existing, no long wind-ups. Precision is seductive. Vagueness is forgettable. Physicality must be calibrated to context and consent. The strongest cue you can give early is proximity and orientation, not touch. Stand close enough for shared air, but not so close that she feels invaded. If the vibe is mutual and the environment is right, offer a simple, non-intrusive touch with clear consent, like a brief hand-to-hand moment when you're emphasizing a point. Is this comfortable? Those 4 words communicate more strength than any bold move. Because high-value women live with boundary violations, a man who can lead and check in simultaneously reads as rare. Don't perform wokeness, embody respect. That paradox, confident lead, conscious check-in, is catnip. Now, pull away at the peak. Not as a trick, but as a principle. Leave a thread untied. The human mind itches to complete patterns. You become memorable when you deliberately leave one beat unfinished. After a laugh, say, "You have that look like you win silent arguments." Dangerous. "I've got to rejoin my people. Are you around next Thursday at 7, yes or no?" Give her a clean binary. If she says yes, set it. If she says she's not sure, don't chase. "No problem, I'm allergic to maybes." Smile. Exit. That line is not cruelty, it's clarity. Clarity is respect for both of you. Scarcity without drama is the invisible hook. Texting is not where attraction is created, it's where it's protected. Keep it brief, specific, and forward. The day after you meet, send a single line that anchors a shared moment. Still laughing at your silent argument's confession, no emoji hurricane, no paragraphs. If she engages, make the date concrete. Thursday, 7:05, little place that makes dangerous tea. You'll either love it or judge me. Add a breadcrumb of mystery, not a whole cake. If she goes cold, do not chase. A 10-10 is measuring consistency under pressure. Your restraint is your resume. On the date, think in scenes, not minutes. Shifting environments creates the sensation of a story. Start somewhere with ambient noise that invites closeness without shouting. Ideally where you can stand for a moment before sitting, because posture amplifies polarity. Then walk to a second location for a small shared ritual, tasting something neither of you knows, or stepping into a bookstore to point out the most dangerous cover in the room. The content doesn't have to be exotic. The leadership and texture make it feel rare. Use sensory language. This one tastes like trouble wearing perfume. That chair looks like it only tells the truth. You're giving emotional names to physical things, teaching her body to feel around you. High-value women spend all day in their heads. You win when you invite them back into their senses. Conversation on a date should ride a wave, humor, insight, warmth, spark, quiet. Ask questions that make her stop and check in with herself. What do people misunderstand about your confidence? When do you feel most feminine, and what brings it out? What's your expensive mistake you secretly don't regret? When she answers, don't dissect, reflect. So you love control, but you crave surrender with someone who's earned it. Yes, that sentence alone can change the room. If that landed for you, send this to a brother who needs to hear it today. Don't keep it to yourself. She will test you, not because she's cruel, because she needs to feel what your center is made of. If she challenges your opinion, don't flatten yourself to be liked. I don't need you to agree. I need you to feel where I'm coming from. If she teases you for being confident, let it wash over you. Confidence is just competence repeated, you'll see. If she brings up other men, don't compete. We're not having the same conversation. Say it with a smile. Tests dissolve when they can't find a lever. Your weapon here is warmth plus certainty. Cold certainty is brittle. Warm certainty is unbreakable. Boundaries are the sexiest words you can say without touching. I don't answer my phone during dinner. I don't rush decisions. I leave when energy drops below honest. These are not slogans, they're policies. State them calmly and live them quietly. If she's late, don't punish. Adjust. We've got 45 minutes now. Let's make it worth it. That line tells her you value time and you're generous with reality. High-value women live in a world that bends around them. The man who bends reality while staying rooted becomes an anchor. The psychology under the hood is simple. Intermittent rewards create pursuit, but only when paired with consistency of character. Be consistent in who you are and intermittent in how you engage. Always kind, not always available. Always decisive, not always predictable. When she opens emotionally, slow the pace. When the energy spikes, change scene. When she leans in, smile and hold the moment half a second longer than most men can tolerate. This is how you build an imprint. Her body will start to anticipate your rhythms, your pauses, your micro-smiles, the way you look to the left when you're about to tease her. Anticipation is the root of addiction. If you escalate physically, do it with the same principle of invitation plus certainty. I want to kiss you, not yet. Watch her eyes. If they soften, if her body angles in, if there's a shared breath, close the distance slowly, read her cues, and meet her with the gentleness of a secret. If she hesitates, you smile and shift back to conversation without making it awkward. The lack of pressure keeps the door open. Consent isn't just ethical, it's magnetic. Desire grows where free choice lives. After a great date, don't dump your entire emotional bank account. Send a single line later that night or the next morning that anchors the essence, not the logistics. You have a dangerous laugh. Or, your answer about surrender hasn't left my head. Then go live your life. Do not hover in her notifications. Become a rhythm, not a ringtone. The space you create allows her mirror to turn inward. She'll remember how her own body felt around you, and that memory is the hook. If she pulls back in the following days, you don't panic. You hold pace. One message, not a chase. Thursday 7th still stands. If not, no stress. Strong men can tolerate uncertainty without bleeding it onto the moment. Weak men overcommunicate feelings to force resolution. A 10-10 is scanning for that difference. Your patience is a silent demonstration of power. It says, I've lost nothing. I choose. The long game is where most men fail because they can't be both reliable and surprising. Reliability is showing up when you say you will, leading without asking permission, protecting time and energy like a king protects his borders. Surprise is how you keep the polarity charged, unpredictable micro-choices that say you're alive. Change the table you choose, switch the walking side of the street, pivot from talk to play without announcement. 2-minute game. You get one question you can't ask anyone else. That kind of twist reignites curiosity without drama. Social media can be a tool or a trap. Don't curate your life around her attention. Post your world as if she doesn't exist. Wins, challenges, craft, training, moments with your people. Not cryptic quotes designed to bait an emotional response. The woman you want is turned on by a man whose life has momentum independent of her. When she senses that, she relaxes, a relaxation so rare it becomes addictive. She'll orbit because your gravity is real. Jealousy games are for amateurs. If other women give you attention, let it be natural and unforced. Never use one woman to punish another. The signal you want to transmit is simple. You are choosy, and your eye for quality includes loyalty. If she asks about your options, don't brag or deny. I have options, I'm selective, earned interest beats easy attention. That line alone slices through 80% of the games you'll ever encounter. There will be moments when things get messy. Miscommunications, misreads, missed calls. Own your part fast and clean. I created confusion there. My bad. Here's what I meant. Then move forward. High-value women attach to men who can confront discomfort without collapsing. That includes your own emotions. If you're frustrated, you can state it without weaponizing it. I'm not into passive schedules. If we're doing this, let's pick a day. Calm, clear, next. The weak point you're aiming at is not some dark loophole in her psychology. It's the universal human hunger to be led by someone trustworthy into experiences that feel like truth and thrill at the same time. You become the outlier when your attention sharpens her. Your boundaries steady her. Your humor disarms her, and your stillness invites her to relax without losing the edge. That combination is so rare that even a 10-10, especially a 10-10, will check her phone for your name, replay your pauses, and wonder what you're doing right now. Not because you chased, because you calibrated the space where her desire could find you. If you're thinking, this feels like a lot to manage, good. Excellence always does. But here's the unlock. Most of this becomes effortless when you fix your inputs. Train your body so your mind has fewer wars to fight. Improve your craft so your self-respect is earned, not imagined. Build a tribe so your social proof is real, not staged. Schedule your week like a CEO so your time signals your value without you needing to announce it. A high-value woman will test your frame. Your life must be strong enough that her tests aren't threats, just weather. When you feel yourself slipping into old patterns, over-texting, over-explaining, over-praising, pause and breathe. Ask, what am I trying to control right now? Then do the opposite. Create space. Offer clarity. Move forward. The man who can reverse his own compulsion in the moment is frighteningly attractive because he's self-governed. And nothing is hotter to a woman who carries weight in the world than a man who governs himself rather than trying to govern her. Let's land this clean. You don't get a 10-10. You meet a woman at your level by becoming a man who writes his own rules and plays by them with kindness, edge, and restraint. You're not the hunter panting behind her. You're the mountain she keeps looking back at. Focus on heat, not noise. Tension over trying, space over scramble, standards over scripts. If this message pressed on a bruise you've been ignoring, if you know you've been chasing, oversharing, or folding under pressure, consider this the line in the sand. Pick one principle from everything you heard and implement it this week. Slow your speech. Set one boundary. End one conversation on a high note and walk away first. Watch how quickly the field changes when you change tempo. If what you've heard so far is shifting how you see yourself, stay in this work and keep sharpening. If this hits something in you, drop your thoughts below. I read every single one, and I want to see where you're winning and where you're leaking energy. And if you know a brother who keeps mistaking attention for attraction, send this to him today. Don't keep it to yourself. The game doesn't reward the loudest or the neediest. It rewards the man who can hold tension like a violinist holds a note. Steady, precise, barely moving, and make the world lean in to listen.